We are synced, baby. This sun was really just going to be an issue with editing.
It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
I feel like a Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie should have been a sure thing. An easy win for all of us. A movie that we all love. Wish that sun would get out of my eye. But much to my surprise, this movie didn't really connect with me. There is an undeniable magic to this movie, but that magic felt very surface level to me. A lot about what I loved about this movie was how it looked, but not what it was trying to say. You see, for this movie, I absolutely loved the visuals. Whether it was the set design, the costumes, the little details in the background, so much of this movie is just gorgeous. There are some moments where it's some shoddy CGI or some artificial lighting that kind of rip you out of it. But visually looking at this movie, it's an absolute treat for the eyes. But that was an issue that I kept coming back to though, is I kept being pulled out of this movie. What kept pulling me out of this movie was all of these little choices and moments that just didn't seem to connect with the larger movie. Primary one for me was two of the casting choices. Oscar Isaac and Christoph Waltz didn't really feel like they were right choices for these roles. Oscar Isaac feels too over the top, his accent sways all over the place, and when it comes to Christoph Waltz, he felt like he was in a different movie. The two of them just kept pulling me out because I couldn't invest in their characters, and their characters make up the majority of this movie. Meanwhile, Jacob Elordi and Mia Goth stole the show for me. They absolutely drew me in. The chemistry they had, the connection that they had, I wanted more of it and I loved it. But the movie just didn't give me much of it. Any moment these two were on screen together was an absolute delight. And speaking of Jacob Elordi as the monster, it took a while for me to find the rhythm with his performance. Once I did, I loved it. The more it went on, the more it evolved, the more he found himself, the more I wanted of the character. And as the movie drew to a close, all I found myself thinking was, where was more of this character? Too much of the movie is spent on voiceover and exposition and someone telling you a story of what happened, and after a while it starts to become a little tedious. This movie's 2.5 hours, and it feels 2.5 hours. With Frankenstein, it felt like a real mixed bag. I understand why Guillermo del Toro was more interested in focusing on Frankenstein rather than the monster, because Frankenstein is the monster is not. And Guillermo del Toro loves monsters. But I felt the casting choices didn't work. And I felt the characterization didn't really work. And I felt it spent too much time on one character. And it made that movie drag for me. In a level of irony that towers over me, this movie felt lifeless. It felt a little hollow at times. Looking at it, I loved it. But taking it in, it didn't work for me. I even got to go see it in the big screen. I went to the Glasgow Film Theatre. Beautiful place, beautiful screen, beautiful auditorium. But it still didn't make this movie feel cinematic to me. It felt like a streaming movie. I wanted this movie to work for me. I wanted it to connect with me. I went in so hopeful and so excited, but I came out just a little disappointed. There is still a magic to this movie. There is still wonderful elements to it that I enjoy just taking in and watching. But there was also a lot that just didn't connect with me. Ultimately, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein was wonderful at times, but also empty at times. On Letterboxd, I gave it 3 stars. So what did you think of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein? Maybe you liked it more. Let me know in the comments. Let's chat about this movie. This has been Musing on Movies. If you like what you saw, follow the links in the bio. Bye! Just say bye like a normal person. Goodbye.